What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 75, and today we are returning with two very big games of Aston Villa, both in the Premier League, as we take on Liverpool at home and then Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium as well, coming on the back of our victory over Sheffield United in the FA Cup third round, where we'll also see today our opponents in the fourth round played over this weekend here, just before transfer deadline day. And speaking of transfers, we might make one or two more signings, I say more signings, one or two signings in the January window as well, because of course the window opened in the last episode, and due to sales of Di Maria and Pacheco Flores, we're now 16.3 mil or around that in our transfer budget, and there are a lot of players on the shortlist right now that I wouldn't be against going in for, most of which available on pre-contracts and free transfers for next season. So yeah, lots to get through today. Let's just dive straight into the episode. And as we're advancing to the Liverpool game, we do have a bid here for Fabricio Bustos, as you see tournament prize money there for the win over Sheffield United. And David Wilson says, great stuff to select me for the team from time to time, boss, thanks. I don't think you've played a game yet, fair enough. And Bas want to say Bustos, we've had so many bids for Fabricio Bustos throughout the series, and we could get a lot of money for the Argentine, but you've seen, ever since we signed him, way back at the start of the series, he's been in unbelievable form and such a consistent player of our squad. So Bustos going nowhere, and I don't plan to make any sales in this window at all. But we did talk about possibly signing a new player in today's episode. And to be honest, before the Liverpool game, I might try and make one, because there's a lot of players on the shortlist right now that really do look very good indeed. And there is a player that we mentioned briefly in the last episode who I like the look of quite a lot. It's Bazoa of Wolfsburg, 24 years old, Dutch central midfielder, valued at 27 million on 60 grand a week. We'll probably have to give him a wage increase, but he's got some great stats. 3-star, medium work rate, 6 foot, and physically the guy is so well balanced. He's quick as well as strong. He's got 84 stamina, which I absolutely love. Mentally very sound as well, and technically he's got some brilliant stats, including 88 ball control, 85 dribbling, 83 long pass, 87 short pass, and some decent little defensive stats there too. I've got to say, this guy competing with Barkley or Toby Lewis for a first choice midfield place in our DM, in our 3-5-2, could be a really good pickup on a free transfer. So to begin today's episode, let's go for a new signing. Bazoa, I like the look of him. Let's try and get him. I don't think I've had this guy before, and I like to sign players that I've never used before, and Bazoa does look like a really decent player. Obviously, he will want a wage increase, no question. As for the squad role, I'd like to get him on a rotation deal, having coming off the bench, but I think he'll settle for nothing other than important, which is what they are asking for as well. Probably should have gone to rotation first, but fair enough. So Bazoa, we'll try and tie him down to a 5-year deal, only 24 years old, so that'll take him to 29. Perfect, we're getting on well with the agent right now. We'll disregard the release clause, and as for the money, well, he does want a wage increase, but it's actually not that much. It's only an extra £18,000 a week, and the sign-on bonus is less than £1 million. And for a 24-year-old, already 83 rated, that's only going to get better on a 5-year deal, well, I gotta say, this agent is definitely getting a Christmas card from me next year, no question. That is a brilliant little negotiation, and straight away today, it's a very quick signing, but a very good one. Bazoa is going to come in, not even going to negotiate one bit. I'm totally fine with that contract, and Bazoa is going to join us next season on a free transfer. There are a lot of players on our shortlist. I like the look of this guy, and I'm excited for him to come in next season. Bazoa, welcome to Villa Park. That is a brilliant little signing there. A very quick signing to start today's episode off, but that is a brilliant deal. A 5-year contract for the 24-year-old, and again, 78 grand a week. I think that's what Alex McCarthy was on, so this contract definitely justified. If McCarthy's wasn't, based on this guy's stats alone, looks absolutely fantastic. And again, I don't know whether he'll take Barkley or Lewis's place. Definitely not Lewis based on his form this season, but whether he takes Barkley's place or not, I don't know, but definitely an option for the bench, no doubt. And that's really going to help us out in our CDM role, because we've got Tom Kearney, lest we forget, and Tyler Adams we like as well, but that'll give us more depth to that area, and I think he looks great. So yeah, Bazoa in. We might make one or two more signings in today's episode as well, as Everton signed Hugo Mayo, but I'm not entirely sure. And that's Socrates winning Player of the Year, isn't it? That's Socrates. That's Socrates who's just won Player of the Year. That's the first time I have ever had one of my players winning Player of the Year in this year's FIFA Career Mode. Socrates has won it. I have no idea how. There is definitely been some vote rigging going on there. But Socrates, who we convinced to come to the club in Season 2 to be the captain, the leader, and to transition this team, has also won Player of the Year. I don't know how, but my goodness, what a start to today's episode. How is he one player of the year?
A top talent, but today in a new team. How's he going to get on? Well, follow it with us, and it's live.
You know, I have seen some very weird things in career mode, as I'm sure we all have, but how on earth did Socrates win Player of the Year? I've got no idea, but maybe we'll find out in the first game of today's episode just why he won that award. Because to take on Liverpool for the episode opener in the first of two big games today here back at Villa Park after I win at Bramall Lane in the FA Cup third round. We haven't won any of our last four Premier League games, so two massive games today to get it right, and hopefully we'll start off with the 3 points. Despite fielding a weakened side at Bramall Lane, we do go back to our normal 3-5-2 and our strongest lineup, including Martinez and Brereton starting on top together. But as for the Liverpool team, they're lining up in a 4-3-3, a really deadly attack. Coutinho on the left, Mane on the right, Ings the striker, and of course their secret weapon, Mohamed Salah, on the bench. Salah is always on the bench for Liverpool in career mode as well. That's so strange. I really don't get that. And here's a question for you in the comments there as well. How much do you think Mohamed Salah is worth in today's market? Just based on this one season with Liverpool alone. The form he's been in has been unbelievable, and certainly worth a hell of a lot more than Liverpool paid for him, that's for sure. There's Brereton on the ball, and Ben Brereton fires us into an early goal, and after a really poor run of form for Aston Villa in the Premier League, this is the way to start. Brereton with the goal. He's picked his fourth of late, and that's his seventh in the Premier League as we take the early goal 9 minutes in. Lovely ball sent through to him. Sanchez making his debut, plays catch up, but Brereton takes it around former Spurs man and bends it into the top corner. 1 in Aston Villa, and Ben gets off to the perfect start. Simply have to win this game. I know we're still top of the table, but the teams below us have cut the gap ever since we went into our mini poor run of form. We need a response here, and as things stand, we're going to get it as we have the perfect start, but a long way to go. Just got to keep our foot on the gas pedal. Don't relieve any pressure on Liverpool, because right now we're playing well, we're looking on top and going in search of a second goal. Bustos to Brereton, who scored our first, has Javi Martinez to beat and takes it inside. It's Brereton looking for his second goal, and I don't think that was a penalty. Martinez was right next to him, but I think he just missed the ball. Fresh air swipe, no complaints. Definitely not a penalty. Just completely missed the ball there, Brereton, under pressure. But it's all good. He's had a very good start to the game, and the most important thing is he continues to stay in attack mode as Aston Villa continue to stay in attack mode. Miranchuk. Oh, Miranchuk from Russia with love. He's done it again. Aston Villa 2, Liverpool 0, and the Russian who we signed on a free transfer. All I can hope is that Bazoa is as good as our new number 29. Bears down on goal. Butland just took a slight touch off his line, and Miranchuk had the technique and the trajectory to dink it over the former Stoke goalkeeper. And to be fair, we're looking at that on the replay. I'm surprised Butland didn't get a touch. Seemed to misjudge the flight of the ball. Maybe the sun was in the eyes, but we don't mind one bit. Aston Villa 2, Liverpool 0, and a brilliant first half for now here at Villa Park. We've looked so good in this first half, and this is exactly what we need. Such a poor run of form. In this game, we've been so much fresher. Martinez. Oh, fabulous save by Jack Butland. Ears must have been burning after a little bit of criticism for the second goal. He wasn't going to be beaten for that one. Great save by Jack on Lautaro, and thus it's still 2-0. And Martinez then heads the corner wide the post. But this has been a great first half display. We haven't played like this well enough in the last few league games. Just haven't been going at teams. Now we're showing Liverpool what we're all about and what we're still all about. 5 minutes after the restart, corner one for the Villa, and Lewis is going to take it, which one in towards Martinez, and Butler makes the save and turns behind for a corner. A couple of good saves there by Jack, who so far is keeping Liverpool in this game as we still lead by 2. But this has been a brilliant team performance, and we haven't said that very often in the recent weeks. Really good display. Just got to keep this going. Ings for Liverpool through to Sanson. Great tackle by Miranchuk though. He's played very well out there, the Russian. And a nice through ball there to reach Martinez down left-hand side as well. He's got Javi Martinez to beat, and he has beaten him. Lautaro with, well, a tight angle to shoot from. He'll go for goal. And again, it's Jack Butland, who he sneak dissed a little bit in the first half for the goal that Miranchuk scored. But he's certainly made amends since then. He's been really good, and as Martinez heads over, but it did take a deflection and behind for a corner. If it wasn't for Jack Butland, to be fair, Liverpool would be out of this contest. Average header drops to Miranchuk. Oh, great first touch there by the Russian. A nice free ball to Martinez, who'll give it him back. Great build up. Martinez, Miranchuk's ready for free. No! Jack Butland is single-handedly keeping this scoreline respectable. It's another amazing save by the former Stoke goalkeeper. And whilst you might have pointed the fingers at him for the Miranchuk goal, you can't point the fingers at him for anything else he's done this afternoon. He's been sublime. Fry into Barkley on the turn. Looks for Martinez. And that's a lovely turn by Martinez. Great work. And he selfishly finds Serge Gnabry, who'll try and slide it to him back. And in the end, a very big interception prevents Liverpool from going 3 goals down. But this has been a great team display. Oh, Martinez. Oh, Martinez. Oh, Martinez. Oh, Martinez. Well, it'd been denied about 4 times previously by Jack Butland. But for this goal, he wasn't going to be stopped. It is 20th for the Premier League. And what a surprise. It's a beautiful goal for him to get it. Jack's been fantastic all game long. But Martinez, it may have been a double fake shot, but the piece of skill to nod it over the defender with his head with the first touch from the throw-in, and then the composed finish to match just epitomises the form that this Argentine has been in all throughout the season. Klopp knows that there's no stopping our number 9. He's been incredible. Aston Villa 3, Liverpool 0, and the icing on the cake of a really great display. And that is going to do it. Final whistle blown here, and we may have got the win against Sheffield United. We needed a win in the Premier League after none in our last 4, and this is a brilliant display. Player of the year and our captain Socrates helped us get our first clean sheet in quite some time in the Premier League. And as for the boys up top, Brereton and Martinez both scoring. What a goal that was by Lautaro. Fantastic. Thoroughly deserved the win. Dominated from start to finish. It was just a brilliant team display. And, you know, I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, but right now when we are playing well, it's the whole team that plays well. Yes, Martinez is the main man this season with 20 goals, but every single player puts in a really good shift whenever we win. So we'll shout the team out for a really good display. But my man of the match will go to Miranchuk for scoring our second goal and also getting an assist as well. But you got to credit Jack Butland for Liverpool, because this may have been 3-0 to score, but it would have been a hell of a lot worse had he not made some fantastic saves during the game. But a great win though. Our first win in the Premier League in January. Back-to-back victories for the first time in a while as well. Delighted. And interestingly enough, just after the game, Barcelona are putting a bid for Player of the Year Socrates of 22.1 mil. That's under the valuation, and I'll tell you this right now, the captain is going absolutely nowhere. Hands off Barcelona. Socrates may be 32, but he stays with us. He's Player of the Year for a reason. What that reason is exactly, I'm not entirely sure. I don't have any idea how Socrates won Player of the Year, but hey, if he gets it, then clearly a lot of people see something in him, and thus we're not letting him go. So Arsenal next, they're in 6th place, 14 points behind us in the table right now. I am tempted to make a new signing perhaps before the game, or shall we leave it? I think we'll leave it for now, and possibly making a new pre-contract signing after the game. Because there are still a couple of players I wouldn't mind signing. But you might have just seen their tournament prize money, which means that our FA Cup 4th round tie has been drawn. We'll take a look at that now. And also, Luca Riccardi, returning from injury, delighted with that. Whilst Pickford may be our current number 1 right now, it is good to know that our young Italian Buffon's regen is coming back to training and almost ready to be back in the team. And hopefully, he'll be fit enough to start the game in the FA Cup 4th round, where our opponents are going to be Bristol City, away at Ashton Gate. Okay then, so that will come one day before deadline day, and there is our FA Cup 4th round. So second and final game of today's episode then, away in the capital as we take on Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, aiming for our 3rd successive win in all competitions and back-to-back wins in the Premier League for quite a few weeks. Arsenal lining up in a 5-2-3, and it's a fantastic front trio of Thomas Lemar on the left, Gelson Martins on the right, and Timo Werner, their striker. But as for our team, of course, after winning against Liverpool, no changes whatsoever, so Icardi still misses out as he's still got a plaster next to his name. Normal 3-5-2, normal first 11, including Martinez and Brereton. That duo starting up top together again. Big game for us this one as well. You know, sitting right now top of the table, 5 points clear of Spurs. But we know for sure, with our form being a little bit shaky in recent weeks, we could definitely do with a big win here to get back-to-back victories against big teams to show that this season we're the favourites to win the title. And we're leading the league for a reason. Here's Gelson Martins playing it back to Danny Ceballos. And now Thomas Lemar's shot deflected off Dale Fry, and Pickford did really well there to stop the effort that did take a nick off Dale. and makes the save. Early chance for Arsenal, an escape there. And look, we may have beaten Liverpool convincingly, maybe Sheffield United convincingly, but this is going to be a very tough test for us once more. Got to do well in this game to get the win. And here come the Gunners again. Gelson Martins crossing, Socrates heading clear, but straight to Francois Coquelin. And now Ceballos into Thomas Lemar. And now Werner, oh, thankfully scuffed the shot there and fired it horribly wide of the post. It's all Arsenal to start this game off. And again, may have had 2 big wins in a row, but don't forget how poor we've played of late. We're not out of the woods just yet. We are about to enter half-time, and we are still tied at 0-0. We've actually done really well to withstand the pressure and not concede, because in this first half it's been all Arsenal. We've not got any service to Martinez or Brereton at all. They've been totally isolated. Arsenal have dominated the midfield battle, dominated possession, and we're really struggling. Half a game to go, and yeah, like I said, we're not out of the woods yet. Not going to make any changes as of yet, but as the second half gets underway, at the moment I might have to make 1 or 2 tactical alterations, because I can't see us withstanding this pressure forever. It's all Arsenal in this game. They're doing such a great job of keeping hold of the ball, and with that great front trio, they will hurt us at some point, I'm sure. As Dale Fry heads away the free kick, but straight to Kolasinac, and there is Danny Ceballos. First shot blocked, second shot just wide the post. I've got to make changes. It's all Arsenal. We need to do something, because right now they just keep on looking capable of finding that early goal. We're going to switch to 4-1-2-1-2 wide, which we often do when we are currently struggling. And I'm going to go ahead and take off Dale Fry, and they're going to bring on Rico Henry. We often play Barkley down the right-hand side, and he does okay there. And yeah, I think we need to do this. We need fullbacks and proper fullbacks on the pitch, because whilst Bustos tracks back, Serge never gets back on that left-hand side. We need someone to make sure we've got our fullback area safe when the wingers cut inside or just sprint down the flanks for a cross. So that's the change. Henry on for Dale Fry, and a change in formation should hopefully see us withstand the pressure a little bit better. This really has been such a tough game. There's 22 minutes to go, and we've really struggled to keep Arsenal at bay. But since switching to the 4 at the back, we have looked a lot safer and have shut the door on Arsenal much better. So that was the right change to make. But there's still 20 minutes to go. There's still time for either side to win this game. And maybe us against the run of play here, because Martinez could be sent through down left-hand side. He's not had much service today, but Martinez on the ball, slides it inside to Rico Henry. Oh, what a save by Lopez. Henry off the bench, almost winning it for us late on. But a big stop by Lopez, and Arsenal escape. Henry, though, wins it back and feeds it through to Brereton, and now Miranchuk off the post and cleared by Joel Matip. Why haven't we been playing like this all game long? Ross Barkley saved by Lopez. Where has this come from? Aston Villa now coming out their shells and going for the 3 points. One final chance for Arsenal to claim the 3 points here. Kolasinac down the left, finds Granit Xhaka in the middle. Lewis with a big tackle, and that should do it. And well, what a tough game that was. Final score here at the Emirates Stadium is Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. The home fans aren't happy, but I'm certainly happy claiming a point and a clean sheet there, and 3 in a row in all competition, because that was a tough game, and we did well to escape with a draw. The stats suggest it was quite an even game. I personally felt Arsenal deserved to edge it, and they were a slightly better team, but we escaped with the point and the clean sheet, which we'll certainly take, and the decision to bring on Rico Henry and switch to a 4 at the back is the reason why. We would not have withstood the pressure for 90 minutes had we not made that change. Lewis will get man of the match, the highest rating at 7.9, but that was a really big tactical switch there. We had to do that. Arsenal were attacking. They were going to break the door down at some point, but instead made the switch, helped get the clean sheet, and I'm satisfied with the point. That was a tough game. And just before the game, there was a transfer of for Rico Henry, who did actually ask to start in the last game, and we brought him off the bench, and he actually played really well. So this is the reason why we've kept Rico Henry here, despite the fact he's not a normal first 11 player. The bid came from Valencia. It was just for the game, but I thought I'd show you afterwards, and we're going to reject it because we like this kid a lot. He's very good, very quick, and he's going nowhere. And also the ball coming to us saying we're not on track with our youth development and our financial goal as well, which we've already discussed, and also our youth development objective too. But I don't really care, to be honest. I'm only worried about the Rams on the pitch. And also our first scouting updates are back from our 3 scouts currently based in Uruguay, Morocco, and also Mexico as well. Uruguay's not started off too well. That goalkeeper could be alright there. We'll reject the other players. Oh, no, actually, no. Oh, Leandro Soria looks very good. 5'5", but potential's very high. So we're going to put him in the academy. The other 2 were, again, Morocco and Mexico. And this one is Morocco. We shall reject him. We shall continue scouting on him, but the overall is going to be poor. We shall definitely reject him. Definitely reject him. Definitely reject him. Definitely reject him. and definitely reject him. So Morocco's not off to a great start. But as for Mexico, who have we got from Mexico? Oh, no, it's not Mexico, is it? It's Czech Republic. It's Czech Republic. It's Morocco, Czech Republic, and Uruguay. Sorry, I said Mexico. I don't know why I said Mexico. Was that one of the other 5? It must have been. But yeah, it's Czech Republic, Morocco, and Uruguay. And based on what we got from Czech Republic so far, I kind of wish it was Mexico. Not a great start here. And yeah, sadly, just one player from the academy from the first batch. But yeah, it'll improve. It'll improve. I always find that the first month is always really poor, but then it gets much better as time goes on. So not worried about that. We'll find some good players from Czech Republic and Morocco soon enough. But I might try and make one more signing on a pre-contract before the episode ends. Now, of course, we've got a couple weeks before deadline day shuts. Well, transfer window shuts on deadline day. But I wouldn't mind signing a new player. And I'm thinking long-term about our striker role. Because whilst we've got Forsberg and Brewster for the future, obviously we know Brereton and Martinez are an amazing duo. I'm thinking about the long-term longevity of Christian Benteke and wondering whether he can continue to do it year after year. And I wouldn't mind a new striker to replace him. And if you watch my St. Pauli career mode, you'd know that Yusuf Poulsen was fantastic. High work rates, and like Benteke, is very tall at 6'4". He's got great strength at 85, and I wouldn't mind bringing him back. However, I do like to sign different players we've never used before, and I've seen a lot of comments for this guy since the start of the series. God damn it, I want Barco though. We see a lot of comments for this guy as well. Daniel Podence. I've never used this guy before, but this guy is a centre forward. He can also play striker as well and right midfield. He's valued at 30.5 mil. He's on 59 grand a week, 25 years old. He's got 4-star with a flair trait as well. Some fantastic physical stats. Absolutely rapid with 76 stamina as well. And technically, 91 ball control, 91 dribbling. We'll need to improve that finishing, but he looks like a really good player to either play in behind in Miranchuk's role or as the striker instead. So I've seen a lot of comments for him, and I'm going to go for him. Daniel Podence, let's try and bring him in. I mean, put it this way, you're right about Martinez, so I'll be a fool not to listen to you, right? I've seen so many comments about this guy, and at 84 rated too, he does look very good. We'll try and get him on a rotation deal, but I don't think they're going to accept that, and they're not. So, important deal for him. And whether he takes Miranchuk's place or not, I'm not entirely sure. But based on the stats, whilst he can play as a striker, I got to say, I think I'd rather have him in the cam role to begin with, and then possibly moving forward if he starts to bang him in. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But the age wants a 5-year deal, as do we. That'll take him until he's 30. We'll disregard a release clause. And as for the wages, he does want a big wage increase, unfortunately, up to 96 grand a week, and 2 big bulky bonuses as well. 1.25 mil sign-on bonus and 720 grand after just 5 goals. Now, I'm going to remove that 5 goal bonus, but I'm totally fine with that contract as it is right there. It's sub 100 grand a week. The sign-on bonus we can afford, and since I've seen so many comments for him, and he's got some amazing stats as well, I'll be totally fine paying that cash. He does want a wage increase further, but only by an extra 3 grand a week. It's still sub 100 grand a week, and I'll take it. £99,000 a week, 5-year deal. Daniel Podence, never used him before, but he's got some great stats. I've seen a lot of comments, and hopefully you guys are right about this one, like you're right about Martinez as well. Daniel Podence is going to come in on a free transfer, just like Bazoa next season, and I've got to say, I'm excited. Very good stats. Looks like he could be a really good cam or striker. So those are the 2 signings then for next season. Podence 84 rated, Bazoa 83 rated. Very good talents there with some really good stats. And again, 2 players I've never used before. This guy's got some amazing physical stats. He looks so nimble on his feet there. And again, technically very good as well. And yeah, never used them before, but I'm excited about the pair of them. Whether they'll go straight into our first 11 or come off the bench, we'll have to address that next season. But they look good, and as free transfers, I would definitely call them bargains, no question. But I think we'll end the episode there. We've made 2 signings. We've picked up 4 points from 6 in 2 big games, and we're also seeing Akali coming back as well. Yeah, that was a solid episode, and we'll come back for the next episode featuring Bristol City and transfer deadline there as well. So that will end today's episode of Career Mode then, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and read out channel out as well. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode featuring transfer deadline day, where we might make 1 or 2 more signings very soon.